Welcome, Homo sapiens, to episode. What episode is this?
Seven.
Eight.
8?
Because I'm making the photo for episode 7 right now.
So we have a new setup.
New setup. Hopefully,
This is just an experiment that we're doing
hopefully it works. We finally figured out how to use his microphone
on GarageBand.
on GarageBand, and we know how to get past the 5-minute recording time. Because last time we tried this out, it only recorded 5 minutes of it, and we talked into it for about good 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this reminds me of this one thing that happened when I was doing DoorDash today, right? So I went into this, that Village Cafe on 314?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I walked in to get the food, right? And on the radio, they were listening to something advertising podcasts. So it was like, what the heck is a podcast? And then, some guy replied, I don't know what a podcast is. And I was like, me neither. I don't know what a podcast is.
Do you think they're listening to us? That's why they advertised that to you? Or was it just a coinkydink?
I mean, it's probably most likely a coincidence, but I like to think that they were listening to our podcast at the time.
I think so too, because I think whenever they ask that question, they're like, what is a podcast? And it would be funny if they're like, because OpenGates, I don't know what I feel about it. That would be great if they mention us. I don't know, we're just we're like a little speck. We're like a little speck.
Yeah, our last video did okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so that was 2 weeks ago, because by the time we upload this, it'll be 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So that was 2 weeks ago. We did a new style of video. It was a ranking video for Sody Pop. I had a few comments, and I need to apologize to Yo, because I mentioned that she wasn't supportive, I guess.
What? When?
When she listened to, I think, the podcast 4 weeks ago, and I mentioned that she doesn't listen to it. Okay, this is my apology.
We didn't get any comments.
We didn't get any comments. No.
You said we got comments.
No, we didn't get any comments on that.
You said we got comments. Oh,
Why did you dislike it? Anyways,
I didn't dislike it. You disliked it for me.
Anyways, so I'm going to apologize right now. I'm sorry, Yo. You are supportive. Yeah, we did a soda ranking video. She did not like our opinion on sodas.
What?
She said we are disgusting people.
For what? What did we
Liking Pepsi.
Liking Pepsi?
I told you there's people who hate Pepsi.
And one of them so happens to be your girlfriend.
We enjoy Pepsi. That is our opinion. You can fight us, but it won't change our opinions.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're completely wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong on this, and that's pretty much it. You have a horrible taste in sodas. I bet you only like Coke.
All of you who are listening. Nobody specific, just all of you.
All of you. You're horrible. You're disgusting human beings if you don't like Pepsi. Pepsi is king. Diet Pepsi is not a good queen. We'll go with that.
Okay.
But so ranking video, pretty dope. I enjoyed it. We might do more.
It was fun to do.
It was pretty fun. A lot of soda pop. I felt gross afterwards. Just letting you know.
Having so much of it?
Honestly, we didn't drink a whole lot, but drinking so many different types made it disgusting. By the way, editing is getting a whole lot easier with our conversations because I am just taking out the parts when we stutter and when we just like now, pause.
Yeah.
So and then it makes it constant flow and it's shortening our videos. So
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I finally figured out a schedule. So what we're gonna do is if we have any bonus content, we're gonna record on Monday.
Okay.
11 to 5, or I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. But we're gonna record Monday for bonus contents, video games if we do that, ranking videos, or if you have any ideas for a series, we'll do that.
Okay. Cool.
Tuesday, I'll edit that video, and then Wednesday we'll record the podcast, upload the podcast on Thursdays, and I'm gonna upload if we do a bonus content on Monday, and then on Friday we'll upload the podcast. It will be between 7 and 3, so you might get it in the afternoon. And Saturday and Sundays are free days. You can do whatever the heck you want.
Okay.
We can record more if you want, or do whatever the hell you want.
I have a lot of things. To do.
I don't blame you. I do a whole lot of things on Saturday and Sunday too. Yeah. So, yeah.
I was gonna say something. Hold on. What are you uploading to this week?
This week I'm uploading our rated 18 and up episode.
I don't remember what happened on that one.
That was when we were talking about that psychologist.
Freud? Oh yeah, we were talking about Freud. I remember.
Yeah.
What did you upload last time?
Last time was the one where we were stupid, we didn't know what to talk about. We were really
the one
quiet.
That sounded bad? We didn't like it?
Yeah, because we sounded really, really quiet and we did not know what to talk about. We were just mumbling.
How many views did we get on that? 16?
I believe so.
That's why? People liked it, apparently.
Well, I did it as clickbait, but so far we're doing pretty good. I'm enjoying this a whole lot. Actually, I downloaded a new app called YouTube Studio. You can download it too, and it shows you when our videos are peaking, like whenever we're getting the most views at, and then when it shows you the viewership, and it shows you who viewed it, and then it shows you who commented.
Okay.
And you can edit the videos too on there too, so it's just called YouTube Studios. But yeah, and hopefully, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try it out gaming. So I was thinking we'll play like Cuphead.
Okay.
Or Mario Kart or something like that.
We need a thing.
Well, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to do it next week or the week after. By the time you see it, it'll be like the third week because I'm going to order the Elgato next week. No, this week. No, next week. Next paycheck.
Which is a what? Capture card.
Oh, capture card. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, so you can record screens.
Yeah, record screens. And now, I'm hoping your laptop is strong enough for it.
I make no promises.
So that leads to we might not have gaming videos up, and also,
that thing is way better than my laptop.
Oh yeah, it's a whole lot better, but we don't know because we can't. Hopefully, it records on this.
Yeah.
If it records on my iPad, that would be fantastic. But if it doesn't, then we'll try your laptop, and if it doesn't record on your laptop, I am already in the middle of purchasing a Mac Pro.
Mm-hmm.
The $1,800 computer.
Ooh.
Not because for this. But I want it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just because of this.
I was about to say, that's expensive for a little hobby project.
A little hobby? Oh, no. I'm using it because I need it for school. I wanted to do more advanced editings for this, too.
Yeah.
And the other reason is because I want one.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want one.
That's good reason. Good reason.
And it helps me Photoshop actual good photography than using my iPad because it's so limited on how I can edit things. Mm-hmm. Because I'm using a Premiere Rush right now. And it has so much limitations. Limitations. It has a whole lot of limitations on it. And if I get it on the Mac Pro, then I can get the actual Adobe Photoshop and editor and stuff like that. And I know how to use that. Mm-hmm. And then maybe I can teach you how to edit, and we can trade off edit days.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, and you can learn how to edit. You can learn how to edit. I can teach you a $400 course in 5 seconds. Like, legit. I had to spend up to $1,000 for this class.
Was it that easy, though? Was it easy
class?
Oh,
it was stupid easy.
Wow, okay.
Stupid easy. I know how to mask people. I know how to do, like, the whole... Where, some people have, like, the same person in the same video. Mm-hmm. Like, the ones where he's, like, playing the guitar and then he's playing the drums and stuff like that. I know how to do that.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah. And we can... And if I get my favorite camera... I'm getting a recording camera, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not because of this, because I want one.
Okay.
I want to make videos. And then we can get into making sitcoms or something. Sitcoms?
Sitcoms, yeah.
We can make sitcoms.
Like,
2 boys in a little room.
2 boys in a tiny room. Ew, that doesn't sound very PG.
Two blonde boys and a wooden spoon. That sounds fake.
That's not how our relationship is, Carlo. It's not how it
goes.
Anyway, moving on. Yesterday, I didn't get any DoorDash at all, for some reason. So instead, I decided to make a video to put on my own channel.
Oh, promote this channel. Maybe there's new listeners.
Okay, here's the thing though. Yeah, it's on my personal channel titled Tyler B. If you want to watch it, you can. I messed up at the end. I was playing my guitar. It was a guitar video, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was playing the song, Caprico Arabe.
Okay.
Right, I was playing that song, and I thought I did good. I thought I was doing good, and then I messed up at the end.
Okay.
And I didn't want to record it again, because I did it so many times. In fact, the first time, I uploaded a video of it already, once, but it turns out I was way out of tune.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't hear it first. So then I had to redo with my guitar in tune. So, but here's the thing though. It's gotten views faster than our last episode.
Well, maybe because it's like a music video, people go toward like direct more to music.
I mean, right now it doesn't have more views, but it's gotten views faster. Like our last episode with the soda ranking, I think got like 4 views in 15 hours, right? So this one got 7 views in 1 hour.
Okay. It might be because it's music.
And it's like a 5-minute long video.
Okay, and it might be because it's a 5-minute long video. And not a whole lot of people look for podcasts.
Yeah.
Because there's like people. We're going into a group right now. Okay, this is how it is right now. There is a group of fish, and they're all doing their own thing, and they already have like a following and stuff like that. We're trying to nick our way through with our podcast. We have a few people going like, "Oh, I support this," and then you have some people who listen. And they go. They're starting out. They sound really rough. I'm good.
Because we do sound really rough. And we're starting out.
We're just starting out. And this is normally how it goes for people and stuff like that. And that's what happens. But later on, like when we hit episode 20, I bet you that's when we're starting to get more views. Because we might have our actual continuous flow of content. We might actually have this thing not making us sound like aliens.
Or like Satanists. We had this weird thing happen the first time we were testing it out where it started. It made us sound like we were speaking some sort of sacred, satanic language.
It was stuttering a whole lot.
It was really weird.
Put clip here. Okay. And then there was another one that made us sound like aliens. So I'll put that clip here. So yeah, we're learning still. Even though we're on episode 8 right now, and
it was so
funny. It was great. It was great.
I don't know why. We don't know. We could make this episode sound like that. We're not going to.
No, okay.
But it's possible.
It's very possible. And the cool thing is, if I get an actual editing computer, I can do so many. I found out how to record little sound bites. So I figured out how to download sound bites and stuff like that, like the Wilhelm screen. The bleeping noise if we curse or something like that, or if we say information that we don't want to get out. I can put over a voiceover of someone else going like Taco Bell, and it's like, oh, I saw Taco Bell at the mall, and it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty dope. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I can do that now with my iPad, but if I get it with the Mac Pro, I don't have to waste 8 hours trying to put it in the video. I can take it in 2 seconds. So yeah, there's that.
Another idea that I had just a second ago is like, what if, like, instead, like, we could actually just record this screen. You know what I mean?
Do you want to record?
Like, they can see, like, everything here.
That'd be pretty dope.
I just thought, I don't know, it'll give them something
to look at.
Until we get a capture card.
Well, okay, so with podcasts, I'm trying to figure out right now. I don't think it's going to happen by the time you see this episode. But what I'm going to try to do is make the thumbnails where it says what episode we're on and stuff like that. And then on the video, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to make it one continuous, like, okay, for example, shout out, Super Mega. They have the thumbnail, and then on the actual video, it's just one continuous flow of them, like I don't know, has a cigarette and them in front of a table and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that with us two, with our own cartoon characters, because I still don't know what to draw. Yeah. Maybe later on down the road I'll do that. But I'm trying to figure out something that looks pleasing to the eyes and I can continuously put on each episode. So I can just make the thumbnail and not make it just the whole video the thumbnail.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That'd
or
be cool.
If we can, I'll record, like, I don't know, frogs jumping in lily pads or something like that. I don't know. Or if we get our capture card, we can put video game gameplay, maybe footage that we didn't want to put out on an actual video and just put it in the background of this podcast or something like that. That'd be pretty dope too. And the video doesn't have to relate to the podcast at all, and it's just, I don't know, us dying a whole lot. And it's like, wow, these guys suck. And we don't care because we don't know what's happening because we're just talking over a pre-recorded video.
Yes, I see that. I like that idea.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope.
Speaking of frogs, do you think frogs talk to each other?
What do you like?
Okay, let me explain. So earlier I was doing a I was pulling weeds for my grandmother, right? Earlier I was doing that, and this frog came up to me. I had no idea where he came from. He just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And, like, he just kind of hopped along right in front of me, and I was like, what the heck? Where did this guy come from? So I poked him, and he didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking, you know what? Usually frogs flee when I poke them. So I thought, what if I'm nice to this frog? Do you think he'll tell his frog friends that I'm nice to frogs, and then they'll stop fleeing from me when I poke them?
Well, okay, I can see that, because this morning, when I was feeding the cats, they're getting nicer to me. Maybe because I am feeding them.
Maybe.
So, they used to get scared of me when I come near them, but now I'm feeding them constantly every morning, even though I do that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're getting used to it to the point where I can almost pet them. So it's kind of the same situation.
Yeah.
Maybe this frog's like, okay, he's not gonna poke me anymore. I can relate this message to my other frog brethrens and say, hey, bro, this guy's pretty cool and he won't poke us. And he's like, are you sure? And he's like, bro, I was next to him, he didn't poke me. So it might be the same situation with the cats where, like, this human's feeding us and he's not touching me. So I think he's pretty dope. Maybe one day I'll let him pet me.
Yeah. I hope I see that frog again. He was a nice frog.
Was he a nice frog?
Or was he a toad? You know, I don't know the difference.
Well, toads are bigger and they're like a browner color.
It was probably a toad.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it like really big?
It was like this big.
Okay, I can see. Oh wait, was it like a big old fat belly?
It was kind of, yeah. It had like weird shape.
Yeah, okay, so usually
I think it was a toad.
Frogs are skinnier and they have like a narrow face. It's like a crocodile. Alligators have narrow faces and crocodiles have wider faces. So it's like the same thing with frogs and toads. I might be wrong, but that's what I relate to them, because toads are bigger, and by the word of toad, it sounds like it's bigger.
It sounds like it's bigger, huh?
Crocodile, it makes it sound like it's bigger. Alligator makes it sound like it's more narrow.
I think that's just you. I don't hear that.
Oh, okay. Well.
And I'm pretty sure anybody actually listening to this agrees with me.
I think it's a toad. It's a toad. It's a toad.
I think it was a toad. It was green.
It was a green toad?
It was a green toad.
But a thick boy.
And that also reminds me of another toad story that I had. I don't know if I told it. Have I told it about the squishy rock?
Did you squish a rock? Did you squish a toad?
I didn't tell a story about a squishy rock?
You didn't tell me about the squishy rock.
Okay, well, if maybe I did in another video, but I'm gonna say it again. So, I was pulling weeds, right? And I don't like, I don't usually like finding critters when I'm digging around in the mud. This happens, of course, because they live there, and I'm kind of defiling their habitat and rampaging through it. But I was like tossing some rocks away, and like I picked up a rock. I turned it upside down, because rocks have a top and a bottom now apparently. So I picked it up and I was like, "What the heck is this? Isn't a regular rock." So I kind of squished it, kind of like this, and I was like, "Why is it squishy?" and then I like twitched, and I was like, and I freaked out because it turned out to be a frog.
Oh.
So
did you
I picked up a toad thinking it was a rock.
Oh, did you not see its face, or did you just see the?
Oh no, I just picked it up and looked at its underbelly.
And you're like, wow, this one looks a lot softer as a rock. This is a weird shaped rock.
But here, I was very lucky not to crush it. I nearly crushed it.
How old were you?
I was like, 19.
Wow.
Maybe 20.
You don't have a very good.
It wasn't a little while. It wasn't too long ago.
You don't have a very good judgment on things. I'm worried for you.
Okay, if you were there, you would have been convinced it was a rock too.
I mean,
it was a squishy rock.
If I noticed the tone of the skin color is different, I would have been like, And if I noticed there was legs on this thing, I would have go,
Its legs were missing. No, its legs were there.
Oh.
But I didn't notice the legs for some reason.
Were they like tucked in like a turtle?
I think they were tucked in.
Oh
yeah.
God.
But like I'm so surprised that it didn't pee on me, because I just picked it up and squished it. I almost crushed it because I was just digging through. I have a lot of weird stories about frogs or toads. Here's another one. Have you ever stepped on one?
Yes, I have. I accidentally stepped on a little toad, but I didn't kill it. I stepped on it and went, eek! And I was like, oh God. No. And then I like picked it up and I threw it in the ditch and I was like, okay. And I left. That was my toad story. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, mine was awful. So, I wasn't wearing shoes. I was wearing socks.
Mm-hmm.
I had my socks on. And I walked outside. And I was walking along. And for some reason, out of nowhere, I felt like I popped this little bubble under my foot.
Like, did you feel it, like, compress, and then you felt, like, this, like, release of one side of it? Oh.
Yeah, I crushed it completely. It stuck to my sock, and I had no idea until I made it to my destination, which I don't remember what it was.
Uh-huh.
But I made it to my destination, and I think this was a while ago, so I don't remember exactly. But I was walking back, and I looked on my sock, and I was like, why is it, no. I felt my sock, and I was like, why is it so heavy? It was a heavy sock, because it was a big toad.
It was, like, wet. And...
It was wet, and it was gross.
So, I think you killed it. I think it's gone. I think it froze to death. Was it a winter day?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Probably. Then that reminds me. Do you want to rather freeze to death or get burnt alive?
I think I'd prefer to freeze to death.
Honestly, I think the same, because I think burning will take longer than being frozen, because all you're going to get is frostbites, and after a while you get numb to the pain of being frostbitten, and then you'll get used to the pain of being frostbitten to the point where your body will go completely numb and you'll fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
Then burning alive, you're becoming a crisp and you're still feeling the pain, and then whenever your skin gets burnt off, you have another layer it has to go through, and then another layer, and then another layer, and then another layer, and then it freaking hurts.
Okay. I think that being frozen to death takes longer, but being burnt to death hurts more.
And it's a whole lot quicker, but I don't want to feel pain.
And plus, you would probably actually see your skin falling off if you're being burned alive.
Oh yeah, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
I can't even. Sometimes I can't even handle the pain of like a nail getting clipped off.
Yeah.
Not like nail clippers, but like it ripped off. I can't handle that.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people can't.
Some people are A-okay with that. Like my brother, he has a giant gaping hole right there.
Ugh.
And yeah, he's A-okay with it. Me, personally, I would wrap that up every day.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. It gets my knees all weak and I feel like throwing up. Like, I can't.
So you're squeamish?
I'm squeamish, I guess. Is that what it's called?
Well, it's like, squeamish is when, like, you, like, get sick around, like, gore and blood and stuff.
And that's weird because I love horror movies and I'm okay with it in horror movies, but when I see it in real life, like, my mother, she recently broke her shoulder.
Yeah.
And she had this giant scar here. I can't look at the scar whenever it was fresh, and you can see the blood and stuff like that in the muscle, and I'm like, I rather not because I feel like throwing up. But whenever it comes to a horror movie and someone's arm gets chopped off or something like that, or sometimes like it's really good at its gore where it makes it seem like it's super realistic, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I just don't understand that though. I don't know.
I think it's because you're aware that it's a movie and not in real life. Like, okay, so when I'm kind of the same way. So when I watch like a scary movie with gore in it, or I'm playing a gory video game or something, I'm fine. It doesn't affect me at all.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I get my blood drawn, like I could like throw up or pass out. Like I'll be freaking out.
Okay, then that reminds me. Whenever I got my blood drawn, I'm A-okay with it.
Really?
I can see my own blood, but whenever it comes to gashes or something like that, I can't stand it.
Really?
I can't. If I'm drawing blood, I'm A-okay, but gashes, I can't.
I'm the opposite. Like, I don't like it when people take my blood out of me willingly. Like, I don't like them to force it out of me.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I just... When I get cut or something, or bloody noses more recently, it doesn't bother me at all.
See, I'm A-okay with bloody noses, too.
Yeah.
But it's just gashes I can't stand. But that's kind of weird. So do you not like donating blood because of that reason, or do you...
I've never donated blood.
Never donated because of the idea of someone taking your blood out.
That's part of it. I've gotten my
needles?
blood...
You're scared of needles, aren't you?
No, I'm not afraid of needles. I'm just afraid of my own blood.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay, I wouldn't call it a fear, but I just say I don't like the sight of my own blood.
Got you. You get, as you said, squeamish.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. That reminds me of arachnophobia. Do you have that?
No. Well, sort of, kind of, maybe.
See, I'm not scared of spiders, but I don't know how to describe it. Like, I'm not scared of insects. Okay, let's say that because I don't know. I just feel comfortable around them. Now, when it becomes something I know that it's dangerous, I'm like, okay, let's back it up a little bit. I'm gonna defend myself. But if I know it's like a little jumping spider or a little spider or a daddy long leg, some people get really scared of those.
Yeah.
I don't care. I let them crawl all over me. Same with not saying like I'm A-okay with cockroaches crawling on me. I know they're diseased little creatures. But if one crawls on me, I won't like, I'll jerk a little bit because like, oh, I didn't notice you were there.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like run away and start screaming and crying.
Okay. I would probably freak out. Like, I'd like jump up, get the heebie-jeebies, and then like smack it off of me. And then, but like I won't like run away and go freaking out about it.
Yeah, there's like some people who go like, ah, 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 they start smacking themselves and stuff like that, and then they're like, it's all over me, it's all over me.
I'm that way with flying bugs.
The moths?
The moths.
We're back to the moths.
I hate moths. They're all over. That's yours.
Okay.
They're all over the place. I like and flying monsters, right? Flies. I mean, they're not that bad. They gross me out.
They're just pests.
Yeah, I don't want them. They make my skin crawl.
Then my question is, so when I was little and I was digging through a yard and stuff like that, and I noticed like.
Did you start the timer?
Yeah, the timer's on here.
Did you start it though? Oh yeah. Okay.
So, whenever I was little, I was being a stupid little kid, and I saw this giant cobweb, like a thick boy cobweb.
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be pretty cool to knock it down. So I knock it down, I clean it out and stuff like that, and there's a little sack came down. And me as a stupid kid was like, this is pretty dope, and I picked it up, and I thought it was just like a little sack. Well, it busted open, and little spiders crawled all over me. That was my one time when I was like, holy shit! And I started screaming and screaming and screaming. And what I did was I jumped into a water trough.
Yeah.
And because it was like a deep water trough, and I thought it was gonna like get the spiders off of me and stuff like that. No, it made it worse. I was wet. There was little bugs crawling all over me, and then when I got out, they were stuck to me and stuff like that, and it was just horrible. So I had to get back to a hose, and I had to wash it all off of me. I stripped down to my underwear because I didn't want it anywhere on me.
Yeah.
But I learned my lessons to not pick up little white sacks from the ground.
Oh, why?
It was terrible.
Did you not know what spider nests look like before?
I didn't. Well, I was like about 6 years old.
Okay.
I didn't know what a nest of spider eggs look like.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I knew they had eggs, but all I saw were like the ones where they were tarantulas and they had little eggs on their backs and stuff like that.
Ew,
but I didn't know that they made little sacks for the little eggs. I didn't know that. So I learned my lesson.
You know that sacks usually have things in them, right?
Well, I thought it was just a ball, like, because they ball up, like, flies and mosquitoes and stuff like that. So I thought it was, like, one of those type of situations.
So you thought there was, like, a fly in it or something?
Yeah, I thought it was, like, just a dead bug or something like that. So I was going to actually keep it in a jar and stuff like that and see what would happen. Well, that's good. It busted on me, and then inside the jar, I don't know. Maybe it was a good thing. It's a bad thing. That's a bad thing, because then I would have a little jar full of any little spiders. Ew. I don't know, that would have been dope, but I thought it was just a sack full of dead insects. I thought he was a neat little spider.
A live little baby spider.
Yeah, and I didn't know what kind of spider it was, but I don't know, maybe if you guys know what a thick cobweb would be caused by what spider. Usually that's by tarantulas and like, I forgot what they're called. Not wolf spiders because they're huge. Mm-hmm. And that's like Africa and Madagascar type of spider. But like, I don't know what spider it was. I know it wasn't a black widow because they don't make like thick, like.
No, they make like the really thin ones. That,
really
like,
thin
shine.
cobwebs, but where they still go into a little tunnel, but they're not like thick. It was a thick boy. Like you can make a pillow out of that stuff.
I don't know. I don't know much about spiders.
I don't know a whole lot, but I know which ones are not poisonous and which ones are poisonous. Fun fact, if you see a spider web where it's like a neat little spider web and it's not cobweb form, that spider is not poisonous.
Really?
Yeah, it's not poisonous. Now, if you go to Madagascar or Australia, that's a different story.
Hold on, wait. Isn't Madagascar... No, you know what? I don't want to say anything.
Madagascar, is it in Africa?
I thought it was in Africa.
Well, if it is, then it is. If it's not, it's not.
If it is, then we're idiots.
And if it's not, then whatever. But anyways, they have colorful spiders. It's the same thing with their frogs, with the poison dart frogs. Mm-hmm. Where if they're colorful, it's a poison dart frog. Don't touch it. It's poisonous.
Yeah.
But wherever you see the neat little cobwebs in Madagascar or what do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? The land down under.
Australia.
Okay. And they're colorful, that means they're poisonous. Colorful spiders are poisonous. But down here, if you see a neat little nest, be aware, but no, it's not poisonous. It will try to bite you, but you won't get any venom in you.
Weird.
Yeah, and then if you see cobwebs, that means it's a poisonous spider. Because for some reason, they make less neat nests, and for some reason that helps with poison sacs or something inside of their body. Mm-hmm. But with neat spiders, they aren't really, I don't know. I just don't know. I learned it when I was in fifth grade. I learned it in 5th grade.
Yeah. All
this stuff. And I thought it was pretty neat. So now I know what spiders to touch and what spiders not to touch.
That's a good moral of the story.
Yeah.
Be careful what bugs you touch.
Yeah. And make sure it's not a rock, but a frog if you're going to step on it. Wait.
Don't step on it.
Don't. Wait. Make sure it's a rock, not a frog if you're going to step on it. There you go.
Or just avoid stepping on things.
I mean, it takes the joy out of life.
It was dark outside, okay? We gotta end the episode now.
Okay. Well, you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Like and subscribe and do all the things.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Most of them aren't subscribed.
Subscribe if you have not. There's no giveaways, but we'll give you a high five.
No, because we don't see these people in person.
Social distancing.
Social
Goodbye.
distancing.